Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Al Jazeera, a newly released report by the United Nations Independent International Commission of Inquiry has accused Israel of deliberately targeting and killing Palestinian children. The inquiry states that these actions constitute war crimes, crimes against humanity, and are part of an ongoing genocide in the Gaza Strip. The report highlights that children make up approximately 30% of the total fatalities in Gaza since the conflict intensified in October 2023. Furthermore, the Commission found that Israeli attacks on neonatal and maternity care facilities, coupled with a severe blockade on humanitarian aid, have directly threatened the survival of newborns, leading to spikes in miscarriages and malnutrition-related deaths. The UN inquiry also documented the systematic arrest, detention, and torture, including sexual abuse of Palestinian children by Israeli forces. Additionally, the destruction of educational and social facilities in the occupied West Bank has severely hindered children's cognitive and emotional development. The Commission called for an immediate end to the violence, warning that Israel's actions are targeting the very capacity of the Palestinian people to exist and determine their future. According to CNBC, a severe technology rout intensified on Tuesday, triggering a broad sell-off in global stock markets following a weak session on Wall Street. In Asia, South Korea's tech-heavy Kospi index bore the brunt of the downturn, closing 10% lower. The index was dragged down by massive losses from major chipmaker SK Hynix and tech giant Samsung, both of which plummeted over 12%. Europe experienced similar pressure, with the Pan-European Stoxx 600 index shedding 1.2% in early trading. Regional declines were led by the Stoxx 600 Technology Index, which dropped 3.2%, while ST Microelectronics and A7i each slumped over 7%. Meanwhile, U.S. stock futures signaled a tough session ahead on Wall Street. NASDAQ 100 futures fell 2.7% ahead of the bell, and the iShares Semiconductor ETF sank 5.9% in pre-market trading. Key semiconductor players faced heavy losses, with Micron falling 8.4%, Intel dropping 7.8%, and AMD losing 6%. SpaceX also slid 3.6% after a 16% drop on Monday. Analysts note that this broad retreat reflects investor rotation out of the Magnificent Seven stocks, including Amazon and Meta. According to Kyodo News, Japan's Supreme Court has upheld a lower court order urging the controversial religious group known as the Unification Church to disband. In its ruling, the top court's third petty bench called the dissolution of the church necessary and inevitable, rejecting the group's appeal. The Tokyo High Court had previously issued the dissolution order in March, determining that the church's aggressive donation soliciting activities were malicious and had caused immense suffering to its victims. The Unification Church had appealed the decision, arguing that a forced disbandment would violate the freedom of religion guaranteed by the Japanese Constitution. Public and governmental scrutiny of the group intensified following the 2022 assassination of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. The shooter, Tetsuya Yamagami, targeted Abe due to his family's historical links to the church, which Yamagami blamed for bankrupting his family through excessive donation demands. According to a report by Al Jazeera, about 20 people have drowned in France over the weekend as they sought relief from a punishing heat wave currently sweeping across Europe. Sports Minister Marina Ferrari urged the public to avoid swimming in unauthorized and unsupervised areas. Forecasters expect temperatures in much of France to soar to around 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. The extreme heat has also claimed the lives of 2 young children left in a car and 3 elderly citizens in the Bordeaux region. 54 French departments have been placed under red heatwave alerts, forcing schools to close early or adjust timetables. The relentless heat wave, driven by a slow-moving omega block weather pattern drawing hot air from the Sahara, is shattering records across the continent. Britain's Met Office warned of temperatures exceeding 39 degrees Celsius, threatening the country's June record, while northern Spain is also experiencing temperatures more than double its historic average. Climate experts note that such extreme heat waves are being significantly intensified by climate change. According to NBC News, U.S. crude prices fell by 2.7% on Monday, dropping below $75 per barrel for the first time since early March. This decline followed an announcement by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent of a 60-day sanctions waiver on Iranian oil purchases. International Brent crude also fell by 4% to around $77 per barrel. The market's shift coincided with a tentative recovery in maritime traffic through the crucial Strait of Hormuz over the weekend. Data from the tracking group Kepler showed a daily average of 23 transits between Friday and Sunday. While this represents a significant increase from the single-digit transits recorded during the peak of the conflict in April, traffic remains well below the pre-war daily average of 130 vessels. Experts caution that the market optimism could be premature, as regional geopolitical tensions remain highly fluid. Notably, Iran recently threatened to shut down the strait again in response to ongoing Israeli military actions in Lebanon. Additionally, the prices of other commodities are stabilizing, with urea prices falling 50% from their April peak. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.